Hello my dear students, welcome back to the new session of Object-Oriented Programming Concepts. Today I am going to deal with the practical session of Java program. In the previous lab session we have studied about how to write, compile and run our first Java program. I hope that all of you should follow the topic clearly and submitted your assignment properly. In this session, I am going to teach you about how to give dynamic inputs to our Java programs from the keyboard. Dynamic inputs means inputs given during the runtime in the command line window, that is the terminal window which running the Java program. So let's start our session. There are mainly three different ways for reading input from the console. First one using buffered reader class, second using scanner class, third using console class. We will discuss each method in detail. First one using buffered reader class. It is one of the Java classical and most commonly used method for reading input. Buffered reader is a Java class available in system.io package. System.io package mainly used for handling input and output operations in Java. Readline is the method that we used for reading the data from the keyboard. It is a method of buffered reader class. So, we have to create object of buffered reader class for accessing the readline method. We use the method readline by wrapping system.in, which is known as standard input stream using keyboard. You have already studied about system.out, which is used to print output to the standard output stream using monitor. So, system.in is wrapped inside the input stream reader class, which is wrapped inside the buffered reader class. You can see this in this example. Input stream reader class is another stream class available in IO package, which is used to read data from keyboard. So, when we use the readline method, we use buffered reader and input stream reader class simultaneously. You can see this example. Here I am creating the object of buffered reader class. Here I am giving the name BR for the object. You can give any name for the object. When creating the object of buffered reader class, I use the buffered reader class and input stream reader class. That is, input stream reader class is wrapped inside the buffered reader class. Also, the system.in command is wrapped inside the input stream reader class. Then, for reading the input, we just call the method readline using the object BR. Then we get the input and stored into the string str. This single line can also be written as using these two lines by splitting the commands. So, both these codes represents how to use readline method in our program. Let us consider an example. This is a program for reading a name from the console and print it. For that, I am creating the object BR of buffered reader and call the method br.readline. When executing the method, the program accepts the string entered through the keyboard and stored in the variable name. And finally, print the message welcome and your name. Hope you clear this concept. But buffered reader class has a drawback. When we read with readline method, it always returns a string value. So, to read other types such as integer and double, we use the methods integer.parseInt and double.parseDouble. Consider this example. Here, I need to read the integer value age and print it in the console. So first I create the object br of buffered reader and call the method br.readLine. When we read some integer value age using this method, Java treated this value as string. So we create a string variable s1 to store the result. To convert the string value to integer, we use the next command, that is integer.parseInt of s1 and store the result in the integer variable age. Finally, we print the result. Look at the syntax integer.parseInt of s1. Here, integer is a class name, so I should be in capital letter. Also, parseInt is a static method in static method in integer class. So that's why we use it as integer.parseInt. Here we never using object for calling the static method parseInt. For parseInt, P should be in small letter and the next line next combined word int, the I should be in capital letter. Look at this syntax and you should follow this syntax correctly. We can also combine these two lines and written as a single line, that is integer.parseInt of br.readLine as a single line of code. So you can follow any way as you wish. I hope you clear this concept. Okay. Next we move on to the second method, that is using scanner class. It is the most preferred method to take input from the keyboard. Scanner class is a part of java.util package. We create the object of scanner class to access its methods. Next line is the common method in scanner class to read the input as string from keyboard. Let us look at the example. First we create the object of scanner class. Here I am giving the name scanner for the object. You can choose any name. When creating the object, you should pass system.in as argument of the scanner class. Then call the method next line and the input data stored in the variable on the left side. Okay. Scanner class has some advantages over the buffered reader class. Scanner class provides many methods rather than next line for reading different types of input. Let's look at this table. NextInt method used to read integers. Next float method is used to read float numbers. Next double method is used to read double numbers, etc. Let's clear this concept using an example. Here first I am creating the object of scanner class. Here the object of scanner is in. Then I reading different types of variables using next line, nextInt and nextFloat method and assigned in corresponding variables. In Java, a variable can be used in the program should be declared. We can able to declare a variable wherever we want to use it. When using scanner class, one thing we have to remember is to include the header package java.util. So scanner is a class inside java.util package. So when we using the scanner class in your program, you should include the java.util package in your program. Okay, otherwise it results in compilation error. So I think the concept is clear. Next we move to the third and last method, that is console class. Console class is another way for reading users input from the console. Console class can be mainly used for reading passwords like input without echoing the characters entered by user. It has a disadvantage that it only works in the interactive environment. Consider the example. Here I am using the method system.console.readLine for reading the string variable. Okay. Next we move to an example program. Program to add two numbers in Java. We have already done this program in the previous lab session. At that time we assigned the values to the variables in the program itself. But in this program I have given the values through the console. Here I am using the first method of reading, that is BufferedReader class. Look at this program. First I create the class add. Then public static void main. Next I create three variables, that is a, b and sum. Next I create the object of BufferedReader, that is BufferedReader br equal to new BufferedReader of new input stream reader of system.in. Okay. The next line I am going to read the values. So I am reading the values through readLine method and convert the values to the corresponding integer values using pass function. Finally, adding two numbers and the result will be printed. Okay. I am closing all the braces. I think you should clear this program. You should also write this program using the scanner class. So, we are going to wind up today's session. Hope everyone followed today's topics. Thank you.